apart, 52nd and 62nd minutes. Had a trio of them in 11 games this season. And a foul against Smithtown Arsenal allows a free kick for Fullerton. Inside the 18, finds a straight head of Smithtown. Arsenal trying to push it back up. Coming to the inside. Taken away by Fullerton. To the near side to Zepeda. Zepeda goes down off of the contact, and could have been 50-50 contact, but Zepeda could be in a lot of pain, holding his right ankle. And we're going to see our second card of the game. I believe that one going against Christopher Hetler. And that one now coming in the 15th minute. So two quick yellow cards just 15 minutes into this game. And so that'll set up a free kick for Fullerton once again. Armigui Pineda, Robert Conrado are in the area, as well as Ronaldo Pineda. It will be Armigui. So for both Pinedas, we'll refer to them as Armigui and Ronaldo, just to make it a lot easier on figuring out which one is holding it. Armigui inside the 18 looking for a head, and Smithtown's able to clear it, not fully out though. Right-footed strike goes wide right by David Rodriguez. And so that'll go for, we'll call that a corner off of a Smithtown player. So will be Ricardo Ruiz taking it on the far corner flag, and that's corner number 2 for Fullerton. Ruiz, 2011 Golden Ball winner and Best 11 award winner as well in that tournament, as part of their first national championship of 2 consecutive. Cross in from Ruiz, hard header, knocked away by Smithtown, and out of play, and Ruiz will take the throw in along the far touchline. Creeping into the 17th minute here, game number 1 of this U17 boys group, and it's a 1-0 Fullerton lead early on. Long throw-in goes to Bo Hornberger, and Smithtown able to clear it, at least out of danger area. Now they're pushing along the midway line. Wildbacher knocked it off of a Fullerton player along that far touchline. It'll be Stephen Bracciaforte. Wildbacher again. Knocked off the play by Ednis Arriaga. Foul called against Arriaga, so it'll be a free kick now for Smithtown. Just outside the 18, and it looks like Thomas Butsk is going to be taking the free kick from that range. Has Christopher Hetler right by there, who was just awarded one of the 2 yellow cards in the first 15 minutes. Two-player wall for Fullerton. Rather loose wall. Everyone mainly setting up inside the 18. The strike inside and comes out to the outside. And it'll be a throw-in for Smithtown, as they're still continuing to press, trying to even up the score. Garrett Sweeney will take the throw-in for Smithtown, the other yellow card award winner in the 9th minute. And both were challenges inside the Smithtown ends. Here comes the throw. And that'll be Keith Murphy's ball. He'll call everyone off and move things up to push the play up. Fullerton looking to push. They need the ball first. To the near side. Kept in by Smithtown. That was Con Ilgen. Clear up the near side flank. Trying to move the ball up the center. Both teams not keeping a corral, but Fullerton wins that. And offside called in the defensive half here. And so we'll take this time to remind you 2014 U.S. Youth Soccer National Champions, brought to you in part by Capri Sun, the official ready-to-drink juice of U.S. Youth Soccer. Turbo Sports Group, the official video streaming production company of the National Championships. And as a reminder, you can order and purchase any broadcast from this year's event by logging on to turbosportsgroup.com. As Smithtown has a free kick here from just behind the midway mark. Hetler hits it toward the 18. Cleared back up and out by Fullerton. Now they're looking for the counter. Robert Colorado. To the near side, to Emergi. Back to Coronado. And Coronado helps Fullerton get their third corner of the game. And waiting in the wings to come on, Musa Kanat for Smithtown. They'll have to wait till after the corner. It'll be Fullerton with the corner, their third of the game thus far. Right-footed strike. A line drive right in, hits a Smithtown head, comes back out. Headed back into play, but it's all Red Arsenal as they clear it out to the midfield line. And Fullerton will have to reset, and giving chase is Ednis Arriaga. Dump it back in, and Smithtown, again, trying to reclaim possession. They had it early on, but have really lost touch since the Rangers have gotten comfortable. Now to the near side, over to Ronaldo Pineda. To Ruiz. Cross field, trying to launch one. Decent chance from that far side, and that was Andres Lemus, the center defender, coming up to try to get that one. And two subs coming in now for Smithtown. In addition to Musa Kanat, it's Joseph Lomanaco. And Musa Kanat will come on for Christopher Abruzzo. And Lomanaco in for Brazia Forte. Smithtown maintains possession off of the goal kick, coming from Noah Veronier. Both teams trying to settle the ball a lot more, but it just stays in the air because that's where they can keep it. Kept in by Smithtown. Nice play by Bo Hornberger. Now Butsk to the center. Casey Abeline. To the far side, long strike goes up and over. Just not a quality chance for Smithtown, but they've got to keep pressing it any way they can. So another goal kick for Keith Murphy, and Fullerton 10-1-0 in 11 games thus far in their career tournament, taken away by Smithtown but converted back over to Fullerton. As Arsenal trying to race in, Emergi keeps it in along the near touchline. Finally cleared up toward midfield, up to Ronaldo Pineda. Neither team wants to corral as the ball trails out of play. And Ronaldo dishing the ball off for Smithtown, and that's Christopher Hetler with the throw-in. Corralled and kept possession for the Rangers. Long lead looking for Guerrero. Won by Hetler. To Emergi. Long lead. Some chance for speed here. Guerrero giving chase against Dovey. The captain for Smithtown gets there and is able to clear up the line, but not out. Ronaldo. And finally cleared by Dovey out to around the midway mark. Not fully out of danger just yet. Fullerton maintains possession and cutting back and forth. Ronaldo. Looking for Emergi. Ronaldo again. Boots it up the near touchline. And Troncoso keeps it in. Looking for a centering cross. Kept in by Smithtown. but turned back over to Fullerton once again. And it just seems that the Rangers have an answer right now. Smithtown now is pressing, and Tom Lips is pleading to his team to push up and get out of his defensive half of the field as we're in the 24th minute. Fullerton with the 1-0 lead thanks to the goal coming off of Ricardo Ruiz in the 12th minute. That's his first thus far of the tournament on day one, and 6 overall, and now his 12th game in his tournament career. Keith Murphy trying to extend his clean sheets to 11. Ronaldo tried to center it in, knocked out by Hetler. Ricardo Ruiz couldn't keep possession. Oh, an athletic stop by Andres Lemos, but turned back over to Smithtown. Thomas Butsk trying to center it, and Fullerton almost misses on the clearing attempt, able to clear it out. Still back in danger. And finally, Smithtown gaining some offensive possession here. Not complete offensive possession, but enough to get the confidence back and push the troops back up. And at least in an effort to get out of their defensive third and half of the field to put some pressure back on Fullerton where they had in the first couple minutes of this game. As the rain starts to come down here for the first time today, it's a Murgy. Up the middle to Ronaldo, couldn't find anyone, so goes to the 18-yard box. And Veronier, he'll take that and take his time to move out. Smithtown only advances the National League representative after losing the Region 1 final to Manhattan Soccer Club Paris Saint-Germain. 2-1 in the regional final. So Manhattan PSG comes in as the Region 1 champion. No, I think that Arsenal would have gotten the bid anyway as the winner of Region 1, or Red 1 in the National League. And a foul called against Smithtown. And so to the near side, Carlos Troncoso able to allow Musa Kanat to hit it out of bounds, so it'll be Troncoso once again with the throw-in along the near side. Ricardo Ruiz keeps it in, but it'll be a throw-in for Smithtown. Ruiz the last one to touch it. And still trying to move up is Smithtown. Long lead ball, but there's just no one in the area. Coming up in the area is Musa Kanat, but a little too late before Keith Murphy is able to pick that off in his own 18. Trying to keep the pressure. Kanat trying to work with his teammates along that far side. Con Ilgen. And Fullerton's able to clear it. And a substitution, one for either side right now. And for Smithtown, Alejandro Ruiz will come in. And Thomas Busk will give way, and looking a little flustered and frustrated. Maybe some fresh legs coming from Alejandro Ruiz will help out. Ruiz, now in his 5th tournament game, only played in the 2013 tournament. Ball inside the 18, still dangerous, and Keith Murphy is able to clear things out, but Ruiz, he was the one that had the game-winning goal in the 2-0 victory versus Century 5 in his National League appearances. Veronier is able to pick things off, just clear things up. And Fullerton will get ready to send their sub in. Smithtown still. Ruiz. Cross inside looking for Kanat. And a quick shot on and in! Con Ilgen is able to tie the game at 1 apiece in the 29th minute. He found some wide open space over across to the inside of the 18. He was threatening early on in this game and finds his first of the tournament. A thread through the defense and a right-footed strike, and almost nothing Keith Murphy could have done. Just blasted right by his right hand. As incoming now for Fullerton, Jacob Aldana. And for Smithtown, Matthew McDonald will come in place of Con Ilgen. And what a right time for Ilgen to come off and take a breather, getting his first goal of the tournament. And overall, in his tournament debut, getting his first goal to commit to the University of Albany in 2015. Now Smithtown with some confidence, moving up. Alejandro Ruiz taken off the ball by Fullerton, and a touch foul against Smithtown. That will go against Alejandro Ruiz. And so it'll be a free kick for Fullerton. Now to the near side corner. And Aldana is not able to keep it in, just slid on the slick grass. And that fresh coat of rain will keep it a little bit more interesting in keeping footing, especially along the touchlines that seem to have a little bit more wear, at least on the near side, as of about 6:30, 7 o'clock Eastern time this morning. And I can imagine that conditions have not gotten any better since then. Long throw in from Ruiz. Fullerton's able to keep possession. Ricardo Ruiz. The chip to Troncoso. Inside to Murgy. And cleared out by Smithtown. That'll be a throw-in, and it looked like Garrett Sweeney just launched right over the back of Ricardo Ruiz, trying to get toward that ball. And worth noting that Matthew McDonald wearing a right knee brace, and I don't think that's anything to be concerned about for Smithtown at all. I personally prefer it as a precautionary measure either way. Long throw in coming from Ruiz. Has to reset. Smithtown gets ahead on it, coming to the far corner. Another head. Still kept in danger. As Smithtown tries to clear and does so. Now it's a foot race. Smithtown trying to clear up and move it in. Won by Fullerton to the near side. And that's kept in. Nice play made by David Rodriguez. Fullerton still trying to get it into their attacking half. Smithtown staying cool and keeping it in play. Matthew McDonald, long lead pass. It finds Zepeda for Fullerton. And back the other way come the Rangers, up the right flank. Ronaldo Pineda. Pineda trying to beat by Stephen Dovey. Dovey wins that battle. But the center back, Andres Lemos, comes up. And Smithtown can't keep it in play, so it'll be a throw-in upcoming now for Fullerton. Murgy tried to clear that one, but Garrett Sweeney was there first for Smithtown, and it'll be a throw-in now for Fullerton along the far side. A couple players warming up for Arsenal along their bench to our left. Looks like it'll be another long throw from Ricardo Ruiz along that far side. Here comes that throw inside the 18. Finds a Smithtown head, bounces back out. And that'll go out of play now for a corner. Fourth corner for Fullerton thus far this game. As we approach minute number 33 of this first half. And we're tied 1-1. Fullerton had the first strike in the 12th minute off of Ricardo Ruiz. And then answering right back as Con Ilgen in the 29th. As the cross comes in toward the back part and grabbed by Veronier. Heads up play by the goalkeeper. as the center back Andres Lemus was racing in for the far post, seeing where that ball was trailing in. And Fullerton just not able to convert as Veronier will clear it up and out. Fullerton will have a throw deep in their own zone. Aaron Zepeda will take it. I'll gives way to Carlos Troncoso, who looks to be the throw-in specialist along the line. And a quick touch foul called against Fullerton. And as a reminder, this broadcast is brought to you in part by Happy Family, the official on-the-go superfood of U.S. Youth Soccer, Kohl's, the official department store of U.S. Youth Soccer, and Liberty Mutual Insurance, an official partner of U.S. Youth Soccer. Setting up for the free kick is Harrison Weilbacher. Long strike inside the 18, headed away by Fullerton, and it comes back out of bounds for a throw-in, and Weilbacher will take it along the near side. So he approaches the official 35th minute of this game. Couple tugs from the jersey of a Fullerton player, and a goal kick awarded off of the leg of Musa Kanat. Fullerton lost in the Region 4 quarterfinals to Eastside FC 96 Red, and overall in that Region 4 tournament went 2-2-0, 6 points, and a 3-goal differential in favor of this Ranger squad. National League fared a bit better, but overall over the season, they maybe missed a bit of their form that they had last year and the 2 seasons prior. But at this point, all you got to do is do just enough to get into the tournament and allow good form and your veteran leadership to help you return back to the national championship game. Here's a chance for Fullerton. Amergi, near side, cross in into the center box, and knocked back out by Smithtown. And finally cleared up and out and toward the scorer's table.
Just settle and play. We're okay.
As Zepeda waits for the throw coming on. Zach Bergrab. He'll see his first minutes today. And a clearance by Smithtown, and yet another push by Tom Lips's team. Back to the near side once again. Ronaldo. And that goes out of play, looking for Murgy. And a throw-in for Smithtown. Headed by Kanat. Looking for McDonald, and Fullerton was there first to reclaim possession. And both teams still tussling around midfield, and foul called up against Ronaldo along the far side. It'll be a Smithtown free kick, and you can only assume Harrison Weilbacher will take it. Weilbacher, 2 goals in 7 games in the tournament. Both of those goals coming in 2013. Also scored 2 goals in Region 1 play and 1 goal in the National League. One of those Region 1 goals was, actually both goals came in a 3-1 win against Severna Park in round-robin play. Chase to the near side. Won by Fullerton, at least for the moment, before the clearing attempt goes up and back to Smithtown. Flick on by Hornberger. Finds Kanat. Kanat at the edge of the box, fighting against 3 different players. A centering pass inside, and couldn't find the boot. It was Matthew McDonald. Now back up Lomanaco. Now a hard shot from outside, and that one almost hit the post. A decent chance from Alejandro Ruiz. And Smithtown finding the form after getting that first goal. Ball goes out of bounds in favor of Smithtown, so Arsenal will take the throw in along the near touchline as we encroach on the 38th minute of play from Field 14. Tied up at 1 in game number 1 of this Group A game. Inside is Casey Albaline. And Musa Kanat was down and was reaching for his head on contact, so play was stopped momentarily just to make sure he was all right, and he says he's fine, but those who watched the World Cup this season notice a lot more head injuries over the course of that tournament, and of course that trickles down into the grassroots programs and youth soccer as well, just making sure they go through concussion testing and check everyone out. And I think that's the smart play to do here, just to make sure. And so they'll bring him out at least for the time being. But a lot of concussions, especially in the later stages of that World Cup tournament, brought to light internationally the problem that at least FIFA has in terms of concussions. And Musa Kanat will come off. But coming onto the field, Jake Jufrida, as well as Matthew April. Albaline looking for Jufrida, and that's cleared by Fullerton and out of play. And I think that'll be the end of the first half for Kanat as we get in the 40th minute of play here. I didn't see the contact on Kanat's head, but it didn't look to be too detrimental, just a little knock on the head, maybe from a stray limb. I do think they are just going to check him out just to make sure. Probably go through all the concussion testing because it was a hit to the head. As Emergi tries to fight with Garrett Sweeney along the near touchline, that goes off of Sweeney. No, they'll say it went off of Emergi. Out for a goal kick for Smithtown Arsenal. Every player on this current roster for Smithtown Arsenal was with them during the Region 1 tournament. Well, National League play as well. And Veronier, the goal kick from his own end, finds Ronaldo. Over toward the far side. Lomanaco. He clears it out, and that goes out of play. It'll be a throw-in now for Fullerton. Fullerton had a number of players in National League play that aren't with the club in this tournament, including Sean Cho, James Handel, Alex Diaz, Alexi Villanueva, and Martin Raphael Jr. That was, again, all in National League play. Fullerton, since really allowing that first goal to Smithtown, struggled to keep control. They were dominant early on in the first half and just haven't seemed to get that control back. But this could be something working here. Along the far side, it's Emergi. Looking for an inside feed for Ronaldo. Now up the far side. Taken away by Smithtown for the moment. And that'll be a foul called against Fullerton. And no one from the bench is happy about that. Looks like the Fullerton player just got sandwiched in between two Arsenal players, and that ended up benefiting Smithtown because they did have the advantage on the ball and were held up on the play inside the 18. So Veronia once again will clear it out of his own 18-yard box and try to put the ball back in play toward the attacking third for Arsenal. Ball won by Conorado. And a throw-in. It is Coronado. There's no one in the area but Stephen Dovey. So he'll clear it up to his own team. Long clearing attempt doesn't find anyone in the area. As a reminder, we'll have another game coming up at 2 p.m. here from this field. And it'll be another U17 boys game. This one will be a Group B play between FC Golden State White and Cincinnati University Premier Gold 96-97. But at halftime, we'll have highlights and a recap from the first half of play, including both goals in this first half, as well as quick analysis as we will get ready for the second half of play in just a few moments. Garrett Sweeney will take the throw in for Smithtown along the near side. Smithtown needing to fight for the possession. A lot of open room, goes off of the boot of Alejandro Ruiz, and out for a throw-in for Fullerton Rangers. And once again, it will be Troncoso. Kept in by Ricardo Ruiz. Up the near sideline. Looking for Ronaldo. Ronaldo, he gets held up, and that's going to be contact and a free kick. Impeded on the play. I think this is the third time that Fullerton has had that chance along that side. With Emergi and Ronaldo in the area to take the kick, and I can only assume it's going to be Emergi taking it. We'll have 4 minutes of added time in this first half. From both injuries, goal celebrations, and fouls all alike. Largest we've seen thus far through 2.5 games now. Emergi inside and bounced back out by Smithtown. That'll go out for a corner, and that's the 5th corner for Fullerton this game. Smithtown's had both yellow cards. They came in the first 15 minutes. Cards for Garrett Sweeney in the 9th, as well as Christopher Hetler in the 15th, but the 5th corner strike for Fullerton upcoming. Cross inside, finds a Smithtown player, and that's going to go back out, and Fullerton looking for a handball on the play. They do have a case, though. Ball looked to come around the shoulder area. However, I don't think it was intentional, and his arm was close to his body. So the second chance, and that goes off of the same defender out of play, and so the 3rd straight corner, it'll just rack up the total for Fullerton as we hit into extra time. It's Jake Giuffrida along that near post. So for the 3rd straight time, Ronaldo Pineda will pick things up. At the corner flag, coming in is Roberto Coronado. Ronaldo, the cross inside to the far post. Hits a Smithtown player. And it comes back to a Fullerton player. That's Jacob Aldana. Shirt tugged very far. That's a foul against Fullerton. Looked like one of the midfielders was just being yanked by his shirt. And so Veronier once again will take it from around his 18-yard box, just inside of the 18. He'll push it up to the white line itself. Ball end over end into the attacking half for Smithtown, but Fullerton gaining more momentum. Looking a lot more confident like they did at the start of the first half. Up through until they conceded that first goal for Smithtown. Back the other way, long lead pass looking for Ronaldo. Ronaldo and Lomanaco. Won by Lomanaco, but Ronaldo's still there. To tussle still along that far side. That's hit out of play. Eventually, off of the boot of Matthew April for Smithtown. So it'll be a Fullerton throw-in along the far side. Ronaldo. It's off of Matthew McDonald for another Fullerton throw-in. And that should be Ricardo Ruiz. Smithtown wins advantage. Bobbed back in by Lemos. Smithtown's able to clear. Now it's a foot race back in. Arsenal has some speed, but getting there first is Ednis Arriaga. Arriaga to the corner flag. He saves it. And kept in by Matthew April. April cross to the near side. No one's there but Carlos Troncoso. He can't clear it fully out. Still inside the 18. A header toward the inside. And eventually Keith Murphy picks things up along the ground and helps Troncoso recover from the poor clearing attempt inside the penalty area. About the next minute, we should see the halftime whistle. Smithtown or Fullerton could get one last-ditch effort. They try to get a late lead in the first half. Nice touch and go along the near side. Coronado up the near side to Troncoso. Giving chase with Smithtown player, and that'll do it for the first half of play. Interesting first half overall, and it's a 1-1 even score after 45 minutes of play from field 14. And early on, and often it was Fullerton Rangers, but eventually Smithtown kickers SC Arsenal would even the score up. And we'll come back with highlights, recap, and a full look over the first 45 minutes play here from field number 14. So we'll take a quick break and be back from the Maryland SoccerPlex with more after the short break. You're watching coverage of the 2014 U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships presented by the National Guard. This production of the 2014 U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships are presented in part by the National Guard, the official armed forces branch of U.S. Youth Soccer and presenting sponsor of the National Championships. Nike, the official supplier of U.S. Youth Soccer. Capri Sun, the official ready-to-drink juice of U.S. Soccer. Turbo Sports Group, the official video streaming production company of the National Championships. And don't forget, you can order and purchase any broadcast from this year's event by logging on to turbosportsgroup.com. Happy Family, the official on-the-go superfood of U.S. Youth Soccer. Kohl's, the official department store of U.S. Youth Soccer. Liberty Mutual Insurance, an official sponsor of U.S. Youth Soccer. Nestle Nesquik, the official post-game drink of U.S. Youth Soccer. SKLZ, the official player performance training sponsor of U.S. Youth Soccer. Sports Authority, the official sporting goods retailer of U.S. Youth Soccer. Wilson Trophy Company, the official awards, medals, and pin supplier of U.S. Youth Soccer. The NSCAA, a proud partner of U.S. Youth Soccer. And Major League Soccer, U.S. Youth Soccer is the official grassroots partner of the MLS. Colin Shuck back with you here from field number 14 of the Maryland SoccerPlex, just outside of Washington, D.C. in Germantown, Maryland. 1-1 draw between Fullerton Rangers 96 White and Smithtown Kickers SC Arsenal. And the first notch was the one just shown there by Fullerton. And that was the knock by Ricardo Ruiz at the 12th minute to make it a 1-0 game early on. They had the advantage throughout the course of the first half until Smithtown Arsenal started to charge back into the game, and around the 25th minute gained more confidence, and that put in by Con Ilgen, who had been threatening all game. Even the score at 1-1, found a loose ball right outside the 6-yard box and was able to get Smithtown back in. From that point, the Arsenal started to get more momentum and get more comfortable within the confines until a late surge by Fullerton Rangers helped keep it at 1-1, and 2 cards awarded in the first half, both yellows, and both to Smithtown Kickers. The first went over to Garrett Sweeney in the 9th minute for a hard challenge, and another hard challenge in the 15th minute gave Christopher Hetler his first card of the tournament. And the big stat for the first half is not shots on net, it's not chances, but it's corners. Fullerton with 7 corners in the first half. Granted, 3 or 4 of them came in the final couple minutes in extra time. Smithtown Arsenal, only 1 corner in the first half. That could prove interesting as we get toward the second half of play. Both teams will be switching sides as we get ready for this. So Smithtown Arsenal in the all reds and white sleeves will go from right to left this time. And Fullerton Rangers, they'll move from left to right in their all royal blues. This game is it has 2 teams with the past 3 national champions for this age bracket moving through. 2011-2012, Fullerton Rangers won those 2 championships. And last year, Smithtown Kickers, the 2013 national champions of the Larry Harmon Cup. And that was the first in New York State since 2007 when the U18 boys Terryville Fire won New York State one of its few national championships. Both teams looking to get ready and developing chances and getting the right passes through is going to be the key of this second half, especially for this Fullerton Rangers club. Made a lot of good runs moving through in the first half, especially early on and later. Trying to play out to the wings and then cross it inside seems to be most of their MO. And Ricardo Ruiz was able to find a goal in the first half of play for his Rangers squad, going off the right flank. And we'll see how both teams come out of this halftime break and work into the second half. As a reminder, there is one other game in this group that's currently playing. That's LVSA 97 Red, the Region 4 champions from Nevada, against FC Dallas Youth 97 Premier, the Region 3 champions from Texas. And that's taking place over at field number 3 currently. And then we'll have the Group B action both from here and field number 3 as well. We'll see a little bit later on today. FC Golden State White one of the many teams from California South, and Cincinnati United Premier Gold 96-97 from Ohio. Second half underway. And it looks like both teams are going to try to keep the pace and push that we saw in the first half. This one is Smithtown Arsenal up the far wing. Trying to cross inside. Finds a player knocked down. A loose change and a nice save made by Keith Murphy. Smithtown pushing early like they did to start the first half. And that was a nice cross inside. And unfortunately couldn't find any Smithtown teammates. Now across to the far side, a header put on. Smithtown maintains possession before it's cleared away by Fullerton. Booted back in by Arsenal. And that back line is going to launch it back into the attacking third once again. Lemos clears it for Fullerton. Can't keep it fully out, though. Rangers putting on a lot of pressure. Trying to take a turn was Thomas Butsk, but he was contested by 2 or 3 Fullerton players, and now a long lead pass to the near corner flag, and James Obledo wants everyone just to slow it down, and was saying at halftime, talking about making those crosses inside, but first 10 minutes is key, and really pushing in, moving from the outside to the inside could make the difference. So we'll watch to see how Fullerton responds to Smithtown's early pursuit, as Arsenal does take it away, but corralled once again by Fullerton. It's David Rodriguez looking for a Murgy near side. It's a Murgy Pineda. And ball knocked out of play by Fullerton. Smithtown ball. Joseph Lomanaco will take the throw in along the near sideline. And Lomanaco knocks it back out to the scorer's table. And we'll have another throw in upcoming. It'll be Ednis Arriaga. Emergi. Heavily contested. Keeping possession beautifully. Trying to dance through 2 or 3 defenders, circling back around, back to Arriaga. To the near side, and unfortunately Robert Coronado can't keep the ball in, so Smithtown will once again maintain possession along the near side. Fullerton once again. Heading chance to the near corner. Leonardo Morales forces the ball out of bounds for a goal kick for Smithtown Arsenal. Smithtown Kickers SC, well, they offer a real good program for younger students, especially those with special needs. They do offer a special program ages 5 to 21. And they meet for an hour on 9 different Saturdays and help promote the game while teaching kids the sport of soccer. And it's things like that through the local soccer clubs that not only help kids and people of all ages learn the game, but give an outlet for those that may not be able to contest at this level. And it's not only a pleasant sight to see, but it's also very encouraging for the development of youth soccer, at least in this country. As Fullerton trying to maintain possession a little bit more. Now Bleda is not happy along his Fullerton sideline. Ricardo Ruiz loses the ball on his own feet, turns over to Smithtown once again. They have a chance to counter here. Busk leading it up the middle, and knocked out of bounds. Another Arsenal throw-in along the near side. And that confidence we talked about at halftime, evident in Smithtown's play, and also on their bench, as Weilbacher throws it in. To Busk. Drop off to Lomanaco. Back to Weilbacher. Looking for a through ball to Busk. Can't find it. That one trails out of play. And once again, Smithtown dominating throw-ins thus far in the first 5 minutes of the second half, approaching minute number 50. Now Weilbacher can't get ahead on it, and it's cleared out by Fullerton, but not out of the defensive half. Finally will be after they are awarded the throw-in along the near side. We talked about the form of Fullerton coming into this game, and especially when Smithtown was starting to dominate in the middle stages. In the 2 games they played against tournament opponents this season, they haven't gotten a win. They did draw and lose this season. Only getting 1 goal and 2 against in those games. As now it's Ronaldo. And he's looking for Ricardo Ruiz inside. Taken away by Christopher Hetler. He'll go out the right wing now with a lot of space to move. Finally launches. Tremor on the inside, and Alejandro Ruiz is caught offside, probably by a step and a half on that play. So it'll come back out, and big-bodied Ruiz, well, he just couldn't find enough room and time the run right. Another look at that play, and yeah, just look the step offside, coming back the other way, but Noah Veronier is able to stop that. As mentioned before, 2013 Gold Glove and Best 11 award winner last season, Veronier. In 12 games this season, 7 goals against, but 6 clean sheets out of the 12. He'll be attending South Connecticut State in the fall. 1 goal allowed in coming into today in 4 appearances, now 2 and 5. The only other goal allowed by Veronier, 2-1 victory versus NASA 15 Elite. And NASA Elite playing in National League play as well as tournament play, but not finding favorable position. It's Wildbacher the other way, inside the 18, centering it in front, and gets a head on now. Wildbacher with the shot! Oh, it went just over the net. He was looking for Thomas Butsk on the inside on the initial play, but found the ball back out toward the side of the 18. Take another look. Went off of a defender of Fullerton, and maybe a touch less power on that, and could have gone into the top right corner. Now to give Smithtown his first lead of the day. But they're looking to pressure back the other way again. It's Ilgen who has the only tally for Arsenal. Trying to cross inside. Wildbacher's in the area, as is Alejandro Ruiz, who maintains possession. Now Butsk. Back to Butsk. He stops it, pulls it back, looking for Wildbacher, as taken away by Fullerton. Now the Rangers trying to look the other way. Lomanako heads it out of bounds, so it'll be a throw-in upcoming for Fullerton. Ronaldo. Up to Morales. Now on the near side, Ricardo Ruiz. Knocked out. By Zach Bergrab. Now inside a bicycle, and Noah Veronier is able to get his mitts on the ball. Leonardo Morales making his tournament debut, wearing the old number of Brian Martinez, who wore that same number, number 6, in the 2011 and 2012 tournaments. Played in all 4 games in the Region 4 tournament, did Morales, and didn't play in National League play. Comes up as a defender listed on the roster, but playing more as a attacking mid. Here's Morales up to the far side. Across inside, and that one goes well wide of the net, out of play for a goal kick once again. As we get closer to the 55-minute mark here in the second half. Still a 1-1 game between Fullerton and Smithtown Kickers. Temperature reaching about the mid-80s today, but a little bit more humid than you see maybe higher up in the northeast. Emergi wins it for Ronaldo. Back inside to the far side. Here's a chance for Fullerton outside the 18. Looking to cross inside. A quick chance by Troncoso. Goes up and over. Decent chance by Fullerton. Really setting up that ball well along the far side of the 18. However, just couldn't find the correct accuracy. Good Troncoso, so to go back for a goal kick once again. Carlos Troncoso played 7 tournament games in 2012 and 2013, 11 games this season. His lone goal came in National League play in the 26th minute, and that was part of a blowout against Sereno 97 White to the tune of 7-0. Fullerton's had some impressive wins this season. They just haven't been able to put it all together over the course of the season. Now back up coming is Ronaldo once again. Veronia is there. He tries to catch it first time, squeaks out of his mitts, and is able to corral the second chance. Ronaldo Pineda was threatening. Now, the haircut that resembles Neymar. Stud from the Brazilian national team. And now Ronaldo Pineda giving chase with Joseph Lomanaco. Ronaldo goes down, but it's awarded a throw-in for Lomanaco and his Smithtown kickers. Wildbacher taken down on the play. Clean play was just afterward. Tried to draw the call. But Arsenal up the far side. Con Ilgen with some room. Working against Troncoso. Cuts to the inside. Tries to thread the needle, and Troncoso wins that battle, 2 against 1. Now along the far touchline, knocked away by Smithtown and awarded a throw-in for Fullerton. Morales. He wins the edge outside the 18, trying to cut back inside, still in pursuit. Tries to center in front for Ronaldo, and couldn't find him on the touch. Now looking for Ronaldo Pineda on the near side. He keeps it in. Ronaldo cuts inside at the 18. He strikes, and knocked away and out by Smithtown. Arsenal trying keep the ball in. A couple tugs of the shirt from Ednes Arriaga. And they'll call that a foul against Smithtown, against Thomas Busk. Wearing one of the captain armbands for the Smithtown Arsenal team. Fullerton ranked 3rd overall in Region 4, and that's the far west. 1st overall in California South. And Fullerton Rangers, back a couple years ago, were the Fair Play Award winners for the 2012 tournament. That was back in the U15 bracket just 2 years ago. As Noah Veronia and Smithtown Arsenal knotted up the game at 1 apiece. Both goals coming in the first half. A couple decent chances in the second half, but it's Ronaldo. Now to the far side, cut off, back to Ronaldo. And taken away by Stephen Dovey with some room, clearing, and now looking for a run is Thomas Busk. To the far side against Andres Lemos. Nice tackle by Lemos on the far side. Or to throw in for Smithtown Arsenal. Cross inside the 18, in open area, header toward goal, and that's in! No! They'll call that offside against Casey Albaline. He was wide open on the near side. And that third referee on the far side making the difference keeps the score knotted at 1. Fullerton trying to counter. Off the success. Leonardo Morales giving chase. Goes off of Morales. Heads a play there by the Smithtown defender. And so we'll have a throw-in for Arsenal. Cameron Patterson waiting in the wings for Fullerton Rangers, making his first appearance today. And overall his 4th in 2 tournaments. To the near side. Amergi inside the 18, looking to cut back in, then out. Amergi taken down in the box. No call made from the official. Fullerton bench crying for a penalty. And Smithtown player just kind of falls down. And a free kick award to Fullerton. And they're looking for a more aggressive foul against Stephen Dovey. Doesn't have one of the 2 yellow cards for Smithtown in the game. But both players contesting and getting a little bit chippy right around the head referee. And this is where the referees get paid very well to keep the flow of play going and keep everyone on their side. As a wall develops for Smithtown Arsenal, it'll be what looks to be a 4 or 5 person wall. Someone relatively close to the play. I assume Emergi Pineda is going to take this. Ricardo Ruiz is there. Looks like it'll be another run-in for a header for Fullerton. As we move past the 60-minute mark here. From field number 14, as a reminder, game number 3 of 4 for today. Game number 4 coming at about 2 p.m. Eastern Time here on the Turbo Sports Group Network. Emergi crossing the shot and a save off the crossbar. Header up and over. Robert Coronado had the chance to give Fullerton the lead, and off of a second chance opportunity, couldn't find the header underneath the crossbar. A beautiful shot from Emergi Pineda. Went over the outreach glove of Noah Veronier. Keep that ball down, and that's a 2-1 lead as stepping off the pitch, Ednis Arriaga in favor of Cameron Patterson. Mentioned Patterson, the defender, 4th tournament game. Replaced James Handel in the number 20 uniform during the Region 4 tournament. He played 4 games in that one. The 2015 grad still hasn't committed to a college just yet. But these are the kinds of places that scouts look toward and see how you come up in big moments and what you can do for your squad later on. Weilbacher clears it, trying to look for a counter for Smithtown. Back the other way, touched on the head by Alejandro Ruiz. Back to Butsk. He volleys for Ruiz. Near side, Ruiz. He shoots! Oh, he had a chance to go. And a substitution coming in. It'll be Musa Kanat coming back into this game after being taken off because of a possible concussion issue. And we'll take this time to remind you that this presentation is brought to you in part by the National Guard, the official armed forces branch of U.S. Youth Soccer and presenting sponsor of the National Championships, Nestle Nesquik, the official post-game drink of U.S. Youth Soccer, and Nike, the official supplier of U.S. Youth Soccer. Fullerton will have a sub in just a few moments once this ball goes out of play. Kanat to the far side. To Ilgen. Ilgen along that far side, crossing inside, and looking for a handball was Arsenal, and they're not going to be awarded one. Head referee keeping a stern look on that and trying not to turn the tide for either team. And personally, I think that's best for a referee to do, especially if it's questionable. Don't call it if it's inside the box. Now the long cross feed finds Ronaldo. Ronaldo 1-on-1 with Veronier. Near side. Ronaldo, he's still dancing. Inside, he shoots! And for the second straight chance for Fullerton, they airmail it just over the crossbar toward the right side. As Andrew Guerrero looks to come into the game, he'll replace Leonardo Morales on the front line. And Morales had a couple chances. Take another look at that. That's a missed opportunity for Fullerton. It was wide open, and that's all Ronaldo could have done. Had to cut by Veronier and just tried to launch it up and over Joseph Lomanaco. And they'll whistle that back for a goal kick. Weren't fully ready here. Veronier, though, has to breathe a sigh of relief. 2 chances, and fortunately for him, trying to defend his own goal. Both of them going up and over the crossbar on wide open chances. And so, Arsenal trying to go on the far side. And that's a throw-in for Fullerton. And that'll be Carlos Troncoso going to take the throw-in for the Rangers on that far side. As another reminder, This presentation of the 2014 U.S. Youth Soccer National Champions brought to you in part by SKLZ, the official player performance training sponsor of U.S. Youth Soccer, Sports Authority, the official sporting goods retailer of U.S. Youth Soccer, Wilson Trophy Company, the official awards, medals, and pin supplier of U.S. Youth Soccer, the NSCAA, a proud partner of U.S. Youth Soccer, and the MLS. U.S. Youth Soccer is the official grassroots partner of Major League Soccer. 65th minute here, as Fullerton trying to clear the Smithtown advantage in a 1-1 score thus far. Back up the near side wing. It's Albeline. He's trying to cross in and stopped by Keith Murphy. One player went down for Smithtown on the play. It looked like Stephen Dovey had the initial clearance from about the center line. He went down, but he's back up and running around just fine. Quick touch foul against Busk. And tempers are starting to flare a little bit. We haven't seen a winner just yet from Field 14. We saw a 1-1 draw in Group A play of U17 girls between Carlsbad Elite and Legends FC 96, and a late comeback 2-2 draw for Kings Hammer Academy against Del Mar Carmel Valley Sharks Elite. 2 goals in the final 5 minutes, including 1 in stoppage time. And all 4 teams earning a point. Now chance inside the box. Fullerton possessing to the near side. Amergi taken down. Might have leapt over the play a little bit just to make sure he didn't injure himself, and it's a throw-in for Smithtown along the near sideline. Weilbacher taking the throw and goes out of play. Over to our area. Not enough to make the stop initially before coming right to our table, but lost it in the canopy above me. Play back to Keith Murphy. Goes back up and over. Now Smithtown trying to clear, while Fullerton trying to gain back the advantage once again. Ball hit out of play by Bo Hornberger of Smithtown, so it goes for a Fullerton throw-in. Hornberger now in his 5th game, played in all 4 games last year in 2013. 3 goals in 7 games between National League and Region 1 play. And a hard challenge along the near side. But Fullerton able to win it up for Ilgen, takes it back. Ilgen along the far wing. He has one today. Moves by the sliding tackle of Andres Lemos. Ilgen will win that. Throw in for Arsenal. And they'll have to reset that. And it looks like there's a player quickly down. It looks like to be Andres Lemos, who just made that sliding challenge. Could be just cramping up a little bit along the far side. Mentioned before, is getting a little bit more humid here. Temperatures rising from the 70s, low 80s we saw this morning into the mid-upper 80s with, I'd say, a decent amount of humidity in the area. Temperatures will range into the 90s tomorrow before hopefully overnight storms rather than day storms come through and cool it down just a tad to temperatures around here, what we have today, for the rest of the weekend. Smithtown along the near side. Albeline looking for the inside. And Keith Murphy is there to take things away from Musa Kanat. Scoring started in the 12th minute from Ricardo Ruiz, number 12. It's almost fitting. Gave Fullerton the 1-0 lead, and Ilgen tied it up in the 29th for Smithtown. But it's Fullerton. Ruiz inside and looking for Amergi. Just a little bit too far. That's been the story of the second half for Fullerton, and just a little too far, a little too high and wide. Did have 2 really good chances a little while ago, but unfortunately none of those went right goalward. Just went over the crossbar to the benefit of Noah Veronier, who's had to pick up for his defense a number of times in this game. It's been a bit harder for for Veronier rather than Keith Murphy, comparing Smithtown keeper to Fullerton keeper. However, it's still been a challenge through now getting into the 70th minute of play here from field 14. The far side, Ruiz trying to knock the ball down. Thomas Busk, the forward, is there. He'll launch it up the far sideline, kept in play. Musla Kalat not able to get there before Fullerton. Looking for the counter. Ronaldo. He loses it now. Back up the other way, near side. It's Lomonaco. Lomonaco crossing inside. And Ilgen was there, couldn't get foot on it. Now Butsk. He fakes. Cross inside to the near side to Lomonaco. He's inside the 18. Comes out outside to Albaline. Quick shot on. And go just to Lomonaco to the near side. Headed toward goal. Ilgen tries one. And Cameron goes high and wide. And Cameron Patterson rolling around on the pitch right now. We will have a sub anyway for Smithtown kickers. Matthew Priel will come back into the match after sitting to start the second half. And it looks like Patterson is hurt. So while they're attending the player down on the field, we'll give a short recap of what's gone on thus far in this game. And a little bit more in detail, mentioned before the 2 goals in the first half of play. Ricardo Ruiz was the first one to really get things going, and Fullerton started off a little bit sluggish in the first couple minutes. It was Smithtown kickers that started things off strong, but Fullerton finally was able to reach through in the 12th minute off of Ricardo Ruiz. And Ruiz getting the first goal of the tournament, and overall in his career, his 6th goal in tournament play and now his 12th game. Gave it a 1-0 lead for Fullerton. Play subsided for a little bit, and Smithtown around the 20 to 25th minute, they started off and they got momentum back, and then Con Ilgen, who had been threatening throughout the first half, well, he came through with a nice open chance, one-on-one against Keith Murphy. He came to the near side of the net and just found a wide open chance, and that evens the score to 1-1. They're still tending to Cameron Patterson, who is making that run to try to catch up on the near side defensively and needing a bit more medical attention. So he's being tended to right now, and both teams coming off the field and taking their time as we wait for the word on Cameron Patterson. And again, as a reminder, this is Pool A play in the U17 boys group. The other game going on, LVSA 97 Red from Nevada, the Region 4 champions, up against FC Dallas Youth 97 Premier, the Region 3 champions from Texas North. And at 2 o'clock, the rest of U17 boys will play. FC Golden State White, the California South team, will play against Cincinnati United Premier Gold 96-97, the Ohio South team. Here from Field 14, and Chicago Fire Youth Soccer Club from Illinois, the Region 2 champions, they'll play against Manhattan SC PSG 96. And we mentioned before about Manhattan PSG. They came through in a game against Smithtown Kickers in the Region 1 final. A 2-1 victory for Manhattan PSG. Though Smithtown Arsenal was able to advance as the National League representative, winning the red group in the respective 7 games. Fullerton's had a bit of a tough road getting here. Once they've gotten here, though, they've been favorable, and they've had a lot of success to the tune of 2 national championships in back-to-back years in 2011 and 2012, as well as a 2012 Fair Play Award winners. Now their 4th straight national tournament appearance. 11 games coming into today, 1 loss and 10 wins, 24 points, 29 goals for, and the lone goal against against the Smithtown Arsenal team in round-robin play last year. And it was because of that play as well that allowed Smithtown Arsenal to advance and became the eventual national champions for the first time for a New York team since 2007. Terryville Fire, the last one, the U18 boys to do that. So they're still tending to Cameron Patterson. And we take a look at some of the highlights. And that goal for Smithtown by Con Ilgen really did the difference maker. And that really pumped Smithtown Arsenal up in that game. Here's the shot early on in the 12th minute by Ricardo Ruiz. Just nipped it by the foot of Noah Veronier. Another look at that Ilgen goal. There's been some decent play developing over the course of the day. A lot of good second and third chances especially as well. Especially in the second half for Fullerton. This one especially, this was the first one of three that were just airmailed. Here's the second one from Emergi Pineda. He was taken down inside the box, and they wanted the penalty kick. And here's Emergi again off of a set piece. He hits the crossbar. And then a poor chance after that. Couldn't keep it in. Thomas Busk found the near side. On the other side for Alejandro Ruiz, he sailed it just wide, and this is a wide open chance for Ronaldo Pineda. Dancing around Veronier, and once he beat the keeper, just seemed to airmail it out, up and over. Both teams conferencing and send some kind thoughts over to Cameron Patterson's way. He's still being attended to. He's now sitting up. For the medics for both teams rushing to his aid, which is a good sign. It's a very good sign that Patterson's up now, and we're looking to get play resumed, but we may not see Cameron Patterson for the rest of this tournament, which is unfortunate, coming off the bench for Fullerton Rangers. However, it's most important that health and safety and precautions are made, and the right precautions are being made by both teams, and this is what you like to see in the sport as well. A lot of attention, and both sides coming to the aid immediately as fast as they can for Cameron Patterson. So we'll give a nod to U.S. Youth Soccer for sportsmanship and the benefit of everyone rather than sitting on the sideline waiting and watching. As we get into tomorrow and Thursday as well, as we take a look ahead as we're coming toward the latter stages of day number 1. I can only assume that 2 p.m. game might be delayed by 5 or 10 minutes because I can only assume that there's going to be probably 5 or 6 minutes of stoppage time at least just for this alone. Tomorrow and Thursday here from Field 14, we'll see both U18 boys and U18 girls, as well as U14 boys and girls. Tomorrow, headlining this first game will be Lehigh Valley United 95 from Pennsylvania, up against Scottsdale 96 Blackhawksburg from Arizona. That leads off at 8 a.m. Eastern Time here on Turbo Sports Group Network. At 10 a.m., we'll drop to U14 boys. Scorpions SC against Raiders FC, the Massachusetts and Illinois representatives. At the 10 a.m. match, we'll go over to the girls 18 at noon for BRYC 95 Elite, as well as Players SC 96 Elite. Teams from Virginia and Nevada, respectively. And the final game of tomorrow's action, U14 girls, Top Hat 18 Gold in Georgia against Ponte Vedra Soccer Club Jacksonville FC Storm 99-2000 from Florida. That's your 2 p.m. game. And even just looking at the name of the team right on my schedule, a bit of a mouthful to say over and over again. So play has been officially stopped, and again, very fortunate to see Cameron Patterson at least up, and won't describe specifically what happened. It's just rough to see, and Patterson being carted off, and both teams applauding, and he gives a wave to the fans and to his teammates. So we'll finally be resuming play after this extended stop here. So we're going to go back, and I can assume, again, 6 or 7 minutes of stoppage time to be added on. So once we hit the 90, don't be surprised if we go on for a little bit more. But we'll keep the ball rolling on our side as well. Officials just agreeing on timing just to make sure clocks are synchronized and making sure that everything checks out on that side. So as we resume play here, it'll be a goal kick awarded to Fullerton Rangers, taken by Keith Murphy, and both teams now in the middle third of the field. Sun creeping out once again. The start of the day, 30% chance of showers. We've seen sprinkles here and there, nothing significant, which is a good sign for us as Murphy officially kicks off the resummation of the second half of play. And Fullerton trying to take the advances up to the far side. Robert Coronado. Outside the 18, now inside, cuts back Coronado. Chances on net, Veronier is there to make the save inside his 6. Just rolling to his left to make the stop. Clear out to the near side. Taken back by Murgy. Held up on the play, and that'll be awarded a foul against Smithtown. So a free kick a little ways outside the 18-yard box for Murgy Pineda. Pineda will take the kick. Inside to the 18, Veronier is there. He gets some mitts on it and covers up before the threat is heightened. Smithtown looked to start to press a little bit, but Veronier held everyone up. Take another look at that. Decent chance from Murgy Pineda, right into the danger zone. Just couldn't find a teammate's foot on it. And Smithtown's able to clear up and out. It'll be a throw-in for Smithtown Arsenal, and they'll have another substitution come in. Stephen Bracciaforte come in for Joseph Lomanaco. And they're going to call a foul against Fullerton. Andrew Guerrero committing the foul. So Smithtown Arsenal will set up on the near side just behind the midway line. Back up inside, Thomas Butsk on the near side. Looking for a cut inside, a quick shot on, and Murphy comes out to corral it off of the foot of Musa Kanat. Again, that time you see on your screen is deceiving. I can assume 6 or 7 minutes of stoppage time. In addition to anything else that has gone on or will go on for the rest of the second half as well. Arsenal coming back the other way. Far side is Ilkin. Still pushing. Ilkin can't advance, goes off of his foot. And Fullerton is awarded the throw-in along the far sideline. Still a 1-1 score. The corners have been less prevalent in the second half, as well as goals for that matter. Throw-in going to be taken by Smithtown Arsenal. Ball goes to the far corner. It's Matthew April. Dispossessed by Fullerton, and now back the other way. Ahead by Smithtown, but back up by Ronaldo. Ronaldo to the far side. And taken down back behind is Ricardo Ruiz, and many Fullerton players displeased with that as it goes out for a goal kick. Interesting play. It looked like could have had a chance for a takedown or maybe even a yellow on that. With head referee keeping a stern looking on it. Not ready to award something that threatening just yet. Goal kick's taken this time by Arsenal. April tries to advance, can't do so. Dispossessing Casey Abeline. Goes out for a throw-in for Fullerton. Ricardo Pineda. Ronaldo Pineda. Ball going back and forth. Lost along the far sideline. Now it's Arsenal back the other way. April up the far wing. Looking for Ilgen. Ilgen near the corner. Trying to cut in. And taken away by Aaron Zepeda. Zepeda will bounce it off of Ilgen. We'll have another throw for Fullerton along the far sideline. This one back more toward the corner flag. Arsenal player taken down. That'll be a free kick from the far sideline. Looks like Ilgen will be in the area to take this free kick. It will be Ilgen. Cross inside to the 18. Hit out. Volleyed back in. Near side. Busk giving chase. Busk 1-on-2. Fullerton. Player goes down, and it looks like he went down under his own power, so I'd agree with the no call there. It'll be a Smithtown throw-in. Fullerton agrees otherwise. And cleared sky high. Off the near side once again for another Smithtown throw-in. Encroaching within the last 10 minutes before extra time. It'll be Steven Bracciaforte taking the throw. And a corner kick for Arsenal. Set piece late in the game proved beneficial for a couple of teams earlier on today from this field. Could this be a chance for Smithtown to take the lead? Had a chance in the second half, but was called back from an offside. It'll be Harrison Weilbacher to take it. The Binghamton University commit. And a quick whistle called, and they're just trying to separate players within between Fullerton and Smithtown inside the 18 as they wait for Weilbacher. Kick by Weilbacher inside the 18. Knocked out of the hands of Keith Murphy. He's able to corral it back in. And Fullerton's really looking for a call here, especially inside 18-yard boxes, whether it's theirs or Smithtown's. But Arsenal right now has the momentum. Ball goes out of bounds in favor of Smithtown. And it'll be Christopher Hetler taking it along the far sideline. Hetler, 4 goals in 7 tournament games coming into today. Back the other way. Fullerton trying to gain momentum. A shove from Aaron Zepeda as the ball trails out of bounds. And it's going to be a Fullerton throw. Ricardo Ruiz taking the throw. Near the corner flag on the far side. A couple bounces from Ruiz. A long throw inside the 18. Smithtown bounces it out, but not completely clear. Near side. A launch in from Coronado to the far side to Ricardo Ruiz. And Ricardo Ruiz knocks it out of bounds for a goal kick substitution coming in, and it'll be Christopher Abruzzo coming onto the pitch. And Zach Pregrab will be the one to take a seat for Smithtown Arsenal. Abruzzo, 4 tournament games, all coming last year, was listed in 7 games in the National League this season. And a goal kick taken by Christopher Hetler of Smithtown. Officially in the 85th minute, still 1-1 score. Fullerton struck first. Smithtown Arsenal answered back. There have been 2 draws thus far today in Field 14. Will there be a third? Or will there be a late go-ahead goal to turn the tide for one of these teams today? Arsenal wins possession around midfield. It's Butsk. Over to Hetler. A give and go toward the near side, the direction of Albline. Butsk. Back to the near side once again, towards center. Throughout the course of the game, neither team, especially when the balls are in the air, deciding to gain possession along the ground instead of trying to keep the volley going and advance it that way, rather than trapping and going. Maybe fearing that there's a player behind, but Arsenal has a chance here. Thomas Butsk. Muscled off the ball by David Rodriguez. Butsk tries to cut in and cleared away, but not out completely. Ball stays in play. Up and over went Casey Abeline. And they're going to call a foul against Fullerton, and I assume a card is going to be here. And that's a first yellow against Fullerton. And that'll be in the 86th minute. And it looks like it went against Roberto Coronado. Most likely for just slamming the ball on the pitch after the foul was called. It did look like Smithtown player went up and over, and that was Casey Abeline. However, went in favor of Smithtown. It'll be Weilbacher once again, taking the free kick. This time from closer toward the 18, Weilbacher. Inside the 18, headed away, now back the other way. Fullerton trying to push up. Smithtown will be content to let this ball go out of bounds for a throw-in on the near side. Weilbacher will take it once again. And there's no one for Fullerton in the area. Smithtown can take their time. Trying to find Butsk on the near side, turned over. Ronaldo. A flick up for Amergi. And Noah Veronier is there, and he'll stop any advance that Fullerton had. But fortunately for the Rangers, though, they have room now to move up. And a hard challenge over on the far side. Clean play, though. And it's a Priel. Dispossessed by Zepeda. Back over toward Butsk on the inside. Bounced back out, and it'll be a Smithtown throw-in for the team from New York. On the far side, Arsenal throw-in. There's a Abruzzo on that far side. Knocked the ball off of a Fullerton player. Another throw-in along that side. Given back to Christopher Hetler. Waiting to come in, Matthew McDonald. Has seen time earlier on in the game. Coming in as a midfield substitution, most likely. Still waiting for this Arsenal throw-in. Hitler finally does so. To the far side. 4 blue shirts in the area, cleared up, but not completely out of the total part of the field. Arsenal back the other way. April's in the area, so is Butsk. Kept in by Abruzzo. And over on the far side, dispossessed by Fullerton. And now the Rangers try to go back the other way. They'll have to do it methodically because Arsenal got a foot on that. Substitution now called. And Thomas Butsk will be coming off. Again, in favor of Matthew McDonald. This is the same exchange in the first half that we're now seeing in the second half of play. And again, there won't be much time between this game and the next game to try to keep it all on schedule because of the long stoppage we had with Cameron Patterson going down. No word on him just yet, but we're hoping he is all right. As Fullerton takes a throw-in. Still along that far sideline. Neither team possessing it very well at the moment. Fullerton still trying to advance it through the air. Finally brought down by Ricardo Ruiz. And now it'll be a throw-in along the far side for Fullerton. Still mentioned before, going to be moving methodically up that area because Smithtown isn't conceding anything at this moment. On the far side. Clean contact towards Smithtown Arsenal with a throw. Arsenal can't keep possession though. Fullerton starting to press a bit more. Ricardo Ruiz. And cleared away by Smithtown. The sliding Christopher Hetler able to clear the danger. Ruiz will take the throw-in, the long throw-in from the far side. Inside the 18. And another throw-in, a reset for Ricardo Ruiz and Fullerton. They're looking to strike, take the late lead, and maybe squeak away with a win. Ruiz inside. Comes out, but not fully out. The shot on, that's in! It is! 2-1 Fullerton, late in this second half. Off the set piece, the Rangers take the 2-1 lead. Thanks in part to the late strike from Israel Gonzalez. Off of the second chance off the throw-in from the far side from Ricardo Ruiz, found some space and beats Noah Veronier. Could see our first win from this field today. But Smithtown, still remember, they have a lot of time, stoppage time. And because they stopped the clock, there's only going to be 3 minutes of added time here. So it'll take about, from what you're seeing on your screen, to about the 45th or 46th minute from what you're seeing, based on trying to get everything stopped and ready to go in the same area. So 3 minutes from now, we'll see the end of the game, and this is press time for Smithtown Arsenal. They need to push up every mobile body they can and maybe get a late strike and earn at least a draw. To the near side. Weilbacher, nice touch along the near touch line. Cutting to the inside. It's McDonald. In the 18, McDonald. Still there looking to cross. Off a player, goes out of bounds for a throw-in. Weilbacher looked to take the throw-in from here. And a quick whistle, and another player for Fullerton goes down. This one looked like a little bit more cramping this time. They'll add the time on to what they're seeing. Head referee on the field keeping her watch. Looks to be either left shin or left ankle. Jacob Aldana will step in. presumably for the down player. Can't make out who that is just yet, and from the stretching itself, looks like cramping. Here's another look at that goal, and a beautiful strike from Israel Gonzalez. Off the piece from Ricardo Ruiz. Off of a Smithtown player or two. And an awkward left-footed strike finds netting and finds the Rangers with a 2-1 lead, and Veronier and Smithtown at that point devastated as the celebrations continue. Especially from Ronaldo Pineda. That's a golden moment if I've ever seen one. Joy on their faces. But back to play. Weilbacher, the long throw in toward the 18. Could this be? Hetler can't get a foot on. Comes back out to the near side. Ball rolls out of bounds. So it'll be a throw in. Taken quickly by Stephen Dovey. There's no one in the area. Neil Veronier comes up, and he's going to play as effectively the 11th player up front. He has to move everyone up front. Header by Kalat. Fullerton's able to clear. And out and deep toward the corner. That's a great header made by Andrew Guerrero. Veronier has to push up once again, getting close to that ticker mark. Weilbacher, this could be the last effort. Arsenal. Kanat. Cross inside. Comes back out. Emergi Pineda. And Fullerton throwing. This is going to get chippy at the very end, too. Fullerton's going to take their time. A late substitution coming in now. Antonio Garcia for Fullerton. And a referee wants play to advance. Smithtown has to retreat back toward their own 18. Veronier possessing it. He'll pick it up inside his own 18-yard box. Clock is ticking in the final moments of this first game. Long punt away. Veronier has to come out and head it out of danger. Andrew Guerrero's in the area. Smithtown pushes up along the far side. April. Nothing doing there, and ball goes up and out of play, and Fullerton, now there's a sub coming in for Fullerton. Antonio Garcia coming in. And Emergi Pineda is sitting down now with what appears like a left leg cramp. Stall tactics that have been seen in the previous games, especially in World Cup play, have a late 2-1 lead and anything you can do to tick down the clock. So we started at 3 minutes. We may actually hit that 6 minutes of added time that we were guesstimating at, just because of the play delayed here on the field. And that'll mean a quick wrap-up before we get to the final game of day number 1. As Emergi Pineda. That next game upcoming, FC Golden State White from California South against Cup Gold 96-97 from Ohio South. That'll be the finale of day 1, which has been a thrilling and close day 1. And it looks like a hamstring from Pineda. May not be milking it as much as we thought he was. Yeah, this could be a quick turnaround because officials for the next game are already meeting with FC Golden State White and Cup Gold 96-97 over to our left of our point, right behind our midfield camera. So we'll wrap up this quickly with a couple notes, and we'll jump right to the highlights if we can, and have a quick turnaround, maybe a breath for a minute or two before we finish game number 4, and officially Antonio Garcia comes on. Play along the far side. Fullerton and Smithtown both racing to it. Arsenal wins that 50-50 ball. A drop back to Dovey. Dovey, a long clearing attempt. Looking toward the inside. Has to come back out. Long stretch now, 1-on-1 chance. Now 2-on-1. Ricardo Ruiz on the far side. He has Guerrero on the inside. Ricardo Ruiz stops at the 18, cut back, taken down in the box. No call made by the official. And an outcry from the Fullerton Rangers bench along this side. And that'll do it for game number 3. A thrilling end ends up in a 2-1 victory for the Fullerton Rangers from field number 14. And some extracurriculars coming in, some of the benches coming off. And so we'll get through and we'll take a moment or two to recap and go through highlights of this game in a very tense battle between these two foes that have seen a lot of time between each other. Smithtown getting the goal in between of two different Fullerton Rangers game. Interesting turn events overall. Take a look at the highlights here. And it was early on a nice shot made by Ricardo Ruiz to gain the 1-0 lead in the 12th minute of play up the right wing. Play that Fullerton was looking for the entire match. And a lot more chances upcoming in the first half. Nice strike going wide, and Smithtown having a few chances of their own, especially between minutes 20 and 30. As we got later on, Smithtown got more confident, took more risks and more chances. And finally, this chance. Tied the game up with one apiece. Con Ilgen, with a nice right-footed strike past Keith Murphy, knotted up the game at one apiece. And then Fullerton charged in late. As we moved to the second half, Smithtown came out firing. Really wanted to try to get things moving and get things pushed up, but unfortunately couldn't do much with it. Emergi Pineda trying to do a lot of work. No calls made on a lot of plays inside the box, and I think it's the discretion of the official. This play by Emergi hit off the crossbar and an air-milled header attempt by Ricardo Pineda. More chances, especially as we got into this game. Here's a wide open one from Emergi Pineda. It was 1-on-1 with Noah Veronier. Just couldn't find the net. Veronier was big during the course of this game, especially on set pieces and keeping his team within it. But the difference came late in this game off the set piece from Ricardo Ruiz. It found the open boot of Israel Gonzalez. And that was the difference in this game. It was a second chance after the first throw-in was failed and knocked back out. Gonzalez able to nudge ahead 2-1 for Fullerton, and that was the deciding factor in this game after a few stoppages and skirmishes. The Fullerton Rangers come away with a 2-1 win and get that more important 3 points on day number 1 of U17 Boys Group A play. So we'll wrap things up and get ourselves ready for the final game of the day, game number 4. That'll be between FC Golden State White and Cup Gold 96-97 coming up in probably just about a minute or two. On behalf of the entire production team, U.S. Youth Soccer, and all those at Turbo Sports Group, I'm Colin Shuck. Again, final score for the Maryland SoccerPlex. On field 14, Fullerton Rangers 96, White 2, Smithtown Kickers SC Arsenal 1. We'll be back in just a few moments for more coverage of the 2014 U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships presented by the National Guard. We welcome you in once again to the Maryland SoccerPlex in today's U17 Boys Contest for the 2014 U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships presented by the National Guard. Today's final game features 2 teams from U17B, FC Golden State White from California South and Cincinnati United Premier Gold 96-97 from Ohio South. Colin Chuck with you throughout the tournament at Field 14. And as a reminder, this 2014 U.S. Youth Soccer National Champions brought to you in part by the National Guard, the official armed forces branch of the U.S. Youth Soccer and presenting sponsor of the National Championships. Nike, Capri Sun, Turbo Sports Group, Happy Family, Kohl's, Liberty Mutual Insurance, Nestle Nesquik, SKLZ, Sports Authority, Wilson Trophy Company, the NSCAA, and the MLS. It's been an eventful day from Field 14, and as the day has grown on, less and less time in between each, so we rally for the final 90 minutes from Field 14 today, and it'll be two teams who gained their way through National League play. FC Golden State White won the U17 Boys National League Blue Group with a 5-0-2 record, unblemished 17 points, and a plus 13 goal differential in their second straight national tournament appearance, and Cincinnati United Premier Gold 96-97 will shorten them to Cup Gold throughout the course of this game. Runner-ups in the National League Group Red at 5-1-1 at 16 points and a plus 11 goal differential in that one, and also their second national tournament appearance, last one coming in 2012, knocked out in the round-robin play. Cup Gold wearing black, and FC Golden State White wearing almost fittingly white, as we're underway here for the final game of the day from Field 14. This is Group B play. And Cup Gold putting Peter Sinnebalk in net, wearing the very vibrant orange kit in net. And David Oriana for FC Golden State White. Oriana graduated in June, making his tournament debut, and the only keeper listed for this FC Golden State White team, and Peter Sinnebalk, who wore 00 in the Region 2 tournament as well as the 2012 tournament. He gets now his fourth play in this tournament. FC Golden State will be moving from left to right, again in their all-white kits, and Cup Gold will be moving from right to left in their black kits with fittingly gold letters on the fronts and backs of their jerseys. Ball out of play, and so Cup Gold will regroup along the far sideline. Long feed to the near side, and J.J. Iro is able to keep it in. David Jeffries comes in with a high challenge, and that could be a card coming in. He's going to separate him at least, and the trainer's going to have to come out for the defender, and looks like David Jeffries will get some kind of play here. I think it's going to be Biana Stern talking to here. That's a yellow card for Jeffries. In just the second minute of play. So it's going to be a free kick inside, and some attention needed on the left leg of the defending player for Golden State. Unfortunately, couldn't see which player specifically that was. As we get set here over from our vantage point. Play will resume. And that player that went down, Oscar Palma, he's back up and back into play after a hard challenge. Palma to the near side, given up to Jonathan Suarez. Looking for a give and go towards Suarez. Suarez racing up the near side, finally given to him. Up the right wing, Suarez working against William Cohen. Cohen tries to go down to draw a call, and ball roll out of play, awarded to Golden State. Throw in given to Palma along the near side. Palma forces the player down, and ball goes out of play and goes to FC Golden State off of the foot of David Jeffries. And Jeffries does have to be careful Does already have one yellow just 2 minutes into the game. There's still 88 minutes left to get a second one possibly. Now over to the far side. Inside feed toward Golden State. Suarez. He cuts. Looks for a chip toward the inside. And turned away by Cup Gold. Palma for Golden State. Back over toward Javier Yasso. Golden State player goes down to try to play the ball and taken away by Muhammad El Mardi. Now up the center. Cincinnati having a little bit of trouble keeping possession away from FC Golden State, and that'll award Cincinnati a little bit of time with the ball. Dan Schleitweier taking the throw in. Cup Gold can't advance it past the D-line of Golden State. So it might be better just to refer to them as Cincinnati and Golden State just to keep the gold out of it. It'll be a Cincinnati throw-in. Dan Schleitweiler will take the throw along the near side. Up to Jeffries. Now looking up the middle and depossessed. Now go up the far side of Jonathan Hinoyosa. Looks to be Golden State coming up the other way and looking very strong offensively. This could be a counter for Cincinnati. Over to the near side. To Errol. Back over to the far side. Looking for a give and go. Up the middle. That was a feed by Lucas Andrew and couldn't find anyone but white shirts. So it goes back the other way to Golden State. Burj Kazarian. Feed up to Suarez, and just well out of the reach. It'll be a goal kick. Suarez talking with his teammate Eric Calderon Perez. Try to get a better communication on that feed. But again, it'll be a goal kick for Cincinnati. Cincinnati ranked 39th overall nationally, though they're number 1 ranked in Region 2, as well as Ohio South, coming into the tournament. As mentioned, they were in the 2012 tournament. Did not get a win, but did get a draw, and 0-2-1 in round-robin play. Finished 4th in their group. As Suarez comes back the other way for FC Golden State, looking for an advance, goes off of a boot of a Cincinnati player, and fortunately for the team in black, they're able to advance. Long lead pass, and looking for Luke Treadway. Just a little bit too long for Treadway to make, and so Golden State back the other way. Goes out of bounds for Cincinnati for the throw-in. In Region 2 play, they went 1-1-1, had 4 points, and they were second place in Pool B, tied with Classics Eagles 96-97 Red. And the same roster as the Region 2 tournament, as they advance up the far side and couldn't keep possession. Now is Lucas Andrew once again, and ball taken out of play for FC Golden State. Javier Yasso. Looking for an advance. To the near side, it's Calderon Perez. Inside the 18, tries to cut back in, and that's swatted away by William Cohen. And Cohen is able to feed it up the line, kept in by Errol. Loss of the feed inside, and finds nothing but black shirts inside. And so back the other way, Cup Gold tries to advance on the counter. To the far side, it's Lucas Andrew. Lead pass up to Luke Treadway. Treadway takes a slip and a tumble on the slick grass, and good no call. More of a loss of footing than anything. To the near side, looking for Suarez, and goes back and forth between both halves of the field. J.J. Errol tries to advance it up, and if you have any story from day number 1 here at Field 14, it is possess the ball in midfield, work it through the midfield back up to your forwards. Teams that have had success have really done that well. And a lot of through balls. J.J. Errol to David Jeffries. Jeffries dispossessed by Palma. And back up the other way. Brady Dalton has first touches. And he couldn't find anyone. That ball will go out for an FC Golden State white goal kick. For Golden State, ranked number 9 in the nation, and 4th overall in Region 2 and in Region 4, and California South ranking number 2. They finished 4th in Pool A in Region 4. An 0-2-1 clipping in the Region 4 tournament. But with that Blue Group advancement through the National League, well, they're able to cement themselves in this tournament overall. And Golden State the other way. The give-and-go attempt, looking for Calderon Perez in the middle. That matchup with Burge Kazarian. Contested ball along the far side. Won by Golden State. Turn back over to Cincinnati. And it'll be a throw-in for the team in black. Cincinnati head coached by Terry Nickel. Lisa Wyman, the manager of the club, and Robert Friedland on the other side for FC Golden State. Manager Beatrice Mojaro. Lead pass for J.J. Iro. Finds some room outside the 18. Iro. Still outside, trying to cut in, find an open lane. He tries to cross, that's blocked. A second chance, blocked again, and bounces out to the near side. Schlechtweiler toward the inside. Kept out of the 18-yard box and out of danger, so David Jeffries has to boot it back, do his back line, and Cincinnati has to reset. Cincinnati taken hard by a foul going to the turf, Luke Treadway. And so that'll be a free kick in a favorable position for Cincinnati, just outside of the 18-yard box. Probably about 22 yards out from the goal line. Could be the first real big test of David Oriana. Treadway will be the one to take the free kick. Hold in their black kits with gold lettering will move from left to right. And it was Noah Griffith with that big chance, and looks like that Griffith will sit for the first part of the second half, get a breather. But what a breath of life he gave his club. And the big sentiment from Griffith was, we got one, that's all we need. We can hold them here. It's that confidence that might be able to help them going into the second half. It'll be FC Golden State to start off with the ball in the second half, as they're still huddled up waiting also for the officials to get a breather as well. FC Golden State White getting in through the National League Blue Group, winning that group, the 5-0-2 record and 17 points, and Cincinnati United Premier Gold advancing as the runner-up for Group Red in the National League with a 5-1-1 record, 16 points. Cincinnati trying to do better than their appearance in 2012, where they were placed 5th out of 6 teams with an 0-2-1 record. This could be their first win if they hold this scoreline, but still a lot of play to happen, and I'll correct myself, Cincinnati will be the ones to start off instead of SC Golden State. As we've seen in the earlier games, a lot happens in the final 15-20 minutes of this game, so we'll see how it plays out on this end. And his referee is still waiting to get set. Third and assistant referees and the fourth official on the sideline. Waiting for the official go-ahead. Once again, you're watching coverage of the 2014 U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships for the Maryland SoccerPlex in Germantown, Maryland, just outside of Washington, D.C. Colin Shuck with you here from Field 14, and Torbo Sports Group has 5 different fields of coverage throughout the weekend from today through Sunday. Second half is underway in Cincinnati, looking for a quick streak up the right side, and that'll ball go out of play. Not even 5 seconds into the second half of play, already a goal kick for FC Golden State. A team from California in their second straight national tournament appearance. 2-1-0 with 6 points, and couldn't get out of the group stage. They finished second in Pool B behind runner-up GSA Phoenix 97 Red, who edged them by 1 point. And unfortunately, the team from Pasadena, California, FC Golden State, couldn't come away with a good advancement in that tournament. Looking to make better of it here. They're down by a goal, so they'll have to come back at least from that vantage point. Calderon Perez on the right wing for Golden State, trying to cut back and survey his options. Berggazer Ryan loses the ball and around midfield, and another long lead pass for Cincinnati. Bear hugged out of the way was Luke Treadway, and that's going to be a foul against Treadway. Ball go all the way back just outside the 18-yard box for FC Golden State. And testing at least the ground back from where we are, the ground has firmed up quite a bit, though we haven't gotten any of the rain within the tent that we're in. But we'll give a good walk of the field tomorrow morning and check the conditions and see how they have fared over the course of 4 games and mixed conditions, we'll call it that. Golden State along the far sideline for Calderon Perez up the far wing. And that's notched away by William Cohen. And Cincinnati's able to clear up through midfield. Ricky Castellanos taken away by Cincinnati. Now the rush back up the other way. Luke Treadway. He touches that ball. And they'll trail all the way back to David Ariana for Golden State. And they'll be able to reset along the near side. Steve Ramirez, who came in for the injured Osmar Bonilla, he's still in. As Cincinnati looking to go up the right wing. Lucas Andrew dispossessed by Steve Ramirez. And back and forth possession goes. Now Suarez. Oh, Suarez just lost a touch there. And he knows he had a golden chance to move up that left wing. So it'll be a throw-in for Cincinnati instead on the near side. Alex Bessel. Bessel has possession once again. Slide tackle and challenge to Lucas Andrew whistled against Steve Ramirez of FC Golden State. So free kick coming to the side. Alex Bessel and Jonathan Suarez, he's going to get a quick conference with the referee because he showed his disdain for the call. And Bessel fakes the kick and he'll reset to launch it toward the 18-yard box, I'm at least presuming. Here's cross, goes right to the 18. Inside for a player, but foul called against Mohamed El Mardi inside the 18, so it's FC Golden State ball. Just 4 minutes into this second half of play. David Ariana, he'll set up. He had contact with Luke Treadway and Brennan Shanks, the big one by Brennan Shanks, awarding the Cincinnati player the yellow card. And the only keeper on the roster for Golden State, so have to keep him limber, loose, and healthy. More importantly, Heredia trying to take advantage of a poor clearance from Cincinnati. And William Cohen's able to corral it for the team in black. Ball goes out of bounds to the near side. Alex Bessel once again will take the throw. Jeffries cuts back. Touch and go for Jeffries, cutting toward the inside. He's taken down, and a foul called against FC Golden State. And that's going to put prime position for Cincinnati. Probably about close to 30 yards outside of the goal line. Treadway and Bessel are both in the area. It'll be Treadway that'll probably take that kick. He's taking a couple of free kicks from that distance today. Chance by Treadway. A low cross, doesn't get much elevation. Another chance, and that goes well high by Brady Dalton. Dalton in his 4th tournament game, the defender. 2 goals in 10 games, both goals coming in the National League. He had a lone goal against Smithtown Arsenal in a 3-1 loss. That was in the 81st minute of that National League game. Then Concord Fire in the 4-0 win for Cincinnati. He scored in the 46th minute. Cincinnati still holding decent possession, and a foul called against that team. And a yellow card, a third of the game against Cincinnati, and third awarded overall. That goes to Schleitweiler. And that comes in the 6th minute of the second half. That's officially the 51st minute. Golden State will take possession around midfield. Given goes along the far sideline, looking for a teammate. Feet inside, a give and go, and Jose Heredia, well, he wanted to take a shot at net, hit with no one in the area, and that's going to be a goal kick for Cincinnati. Peter Sindelbuck will take the kick. Mentioned before, he wore double zero in the Region 2 tournament as well as 2012, at least listed on the official roster sheet. As Alex Bessel traps it for Cincinnati and clears out to the far side. Long lead pass looking for Luke Treadway. Treadway has some speed, but doesn't have anyone to help him. He's taken down. That's going to be an easy foul, and that'll be a yellow card looking against FC Golden State. Looks like the official's reaching toward his pocket. Yep, that'll be a yellow card. First one awarded to Golden State on the day. And that'll come against Ricky Castellanos. So yellow cards in the 51st and 52nd minutes. At the edge of the 52nd minute, at least. Jeffries inside. A header by Treadway! Luke Treadway gives it a 2-goal lead off a beautiful set piece. Jeffrey set that up instead of Treadway taking the set piece. He flies in for the header. And that's his second career goal in the tournament in 4 games. And Cincinnati keeping up the confidence from the first half. Another look at that beautiful diving header to the far corner. He's been pressuring all game long, and it finally pays off. As FC Golden State will start up once again, and a team in jubilation, Cincinnati, off of both goals they've had in this game. So now Golden State will have to try to answer. Center of the field. Dispossessed and brought back in again. On that far side, Gazarian cleared away by Cincinnati. And Golden State will keep it in their offensive half of the field. Looking to try to center early, and Golden State still can't find a chance. A hard lick from outside gives possession for Cincinnati. Luke Treadway up again. He's 1-on-3 right now. Treadway, he's muscled down, and well, Treadway went back down, and I think he flopped a bit on that one. So referee right decision not to make the call, but the long lead pass looking for Jonathan Suarez, and too far away from Suarez. And Treadway is still down. Maybe it was the way he went down flat on his back that is a quick cause for concern. Waiting for word from the trainers. That'll be thrown for Cincinnati along the near side. Just shy of midfield, and there's another Cincinnati player that's down, but he's cramping up a bit. Looks like one of the defenders for Cincinnati. And Treadway gets back up and walks around a bit. Now it's Alex Bessel, so players 34 and 36, and Luke Treadway and Alex Bessel respectively, just dealing with their own injuries. Want to start up play back up again. So Cincinnati, the throw in along the near side. And a quick touch foul along this near side. Called in favor of Lucas Andrew of Cincinnati. So Bessel will take the free kick just along the touch line on the near side. So Bessel inside to the 18 and finds a rogue player from Golden State. Bounces out to the near side, and California team is still trying to clear it out of the zone. And that'll roll out of bounds, and that's a throw-in in favor of Cincinnati. Hooting and hollering from both sides as they're trying to start it back up. Maybe pad their 2-0 lead. Spectacular plays from Cincinnati to net both goals. It's Bessel, the throw-in to Jeffries. Dispossessed by Suarez, so now back the other way. On the counters, Golden State inside for Calderon Perez. Calderon Perez. Lead pass looking for Suarez, and miscommunication, it looked like, on the hand of Jonathan Suarez, so that'll go out for a goal kick now for Cincinnati. I tell you what, Golden State's had the right ideas at times, just haven't been able to connect the dots, especially with Jonathan Suarez along the near side. Early on in the first couple minutes, they were able to do so, but not so much as the game has gone on and maybe the heat and fatigue has set in. Mohamed El Mardi to David Jeffries out to the near side. Lucas Andrew dispossessed, still fighting for the ball, comes out to the near side off of Andrew, and it'll be a throw-in now for Steve Ramirez. Header redirection, trying to find Suarez in the center of the field, cleared out by Cincinnati. And offside called against Luke Treadway, right in front of the Cincinnati bench. Jeffries was awarded the 2012 Best 11 nomination, along with Luke Treadway in that same season. The only two representatives from Cincinnati just 2 years ago. Speaking of Jeffries, just beyond the center line, and ball rolls out of bounds in favor of Cincinnati for the throw-in. It'll be Dave Schweitweiler taking it. Up the middle of the field. Now fighting for possession. Jeffries up the far side to J.J. Hero. Hero. Nice sliding tackle by Oscar Palma. Kept in play by FC Golden State, now looking to go up the left wing. Heredia drops it back to his midfield. Treadway trying to take the ball away. Does so for a moment and contact, and they'll call it in favor of Cincinnati, even though there's some contested words by Eric Calderon Perez of FC Golden State. About 30 yards out. And so it'll be Jeffries and I think Luke Treadway at this point. Well, Bessel and Treadway both in the area, and I think Treadway will be able to be the one to take this. Better chance, again, looking for another head. They did score one, but that was Treadway with the header off the set piece to give Cincinnati the 2-goal lead. It will be Treadway. Long shot, and right between the two goal posts, out for a goal kick. Approaching now the 60th minute of play here in this final game from Field 14. As the day has gone on, it's gotten a bit hotter, a bit brighter, a bit more fatigue on the field. And with the heat rising, so do the tensions and sometimes tempers as ball goes out of play in favor of Golden State. Subs warming up on either side ever so gently, and Noah Griffith looks to be warming up as Luke Treadway is fouled. in the Cincinnati attacking half, and so it'll be another free kick for Cincinnati. As a reminder, this presentation brought to you in part by the National Guard, the official armed forces branch of U.S. Youth Soccer and presenting sponsor of the national championships. Nestle Nesquik, the official post-game drink of the U.S. Youth Soccer, and Nike. As that chance goes right into the midst of David Oriana. And Golden State will quickly look to counter on the near side. Have to go back and drop back to try to get it back to Steve Ramirez. Still Ramirez. Loses possession. Now a give and go in tight quarters. Great fundamental play, and tripped up was Lucas Andrew. And a late call made, and that's the right call to make. And more cramping up coming for Cincinnati. And it's the right hamstring. Looks like Mohamed Al-Mardi on this side. That's the second or third time he's gone down due to cramping in this game, but Heat's going to do that. Both head coaches, Terry Nickel of Cincinnati and Robert Friedland of SC Golden State, not looking to sub as much, even though the Heat is bearing down. Keep to the game plan and work through this fatigue and cramping. Bessel takes the free kick along the near side. Played up to Lucas Andrew. Andrew trying to race to the near corner flag. Andrew with a chance to cross inside. Loose foot for Treadway. Treadway's there. He shoots. Goes off of the foot of Oscar Palma. That goes for a corner. Haven't seen many corners in this game, which is a huge contrast to the first three games that we saw today. A lot of corners in those games. Not so much here. Most of the play has come from the outside in before it gets to the 18-yard box, so there's less of a propensity to see those. But it's these kinds of set pieces that Cincinnati has capitalized on. Here's a cross inside toward the far post, and Suarez heads that out of the way and booted upfield. Incidental contact, and it looked like Anthony Royer got the worst end of that contact, holding the right side of his face and caught the shoulder of Christian Lytle. Now Lytle tries to feed it in, and there's offside called. Edge of the 18 against Mohamed Al-Mardi. Back the other way comes Golden State. Jose Heredia has knocked out of bounds and will stay in Golden State's possession. Along the far sideline, just around the midway mark. Now getting into the 69th minute of play. Scratch that, the 64th. Up the far wing, nice sliding tackle made on that far side. William Cohen on the play. Ball goes out of bounds anyway in favor of FC Golden State. And they'll keep play along that far side. Oscar Palma coming to midfield to Javier Yasso. He strikes hard, goes right off of a Cincinnati player. And back to Golden State. Oscar Palma, cross inside toward the 18, and well out of the reach of any Golden State player. Will go right into the midst of Peter Sinnebolk, and he'll take his time clearing out and at least put it away here. Long clearance. One-on-one chance along the near side, and Cincinnati is able to keep it in, but no one's in the area to help out Lucas Andrew. El-Mardi's there. Lucas Andrew takes the ball back to Bessel, to El-Mardi, to Bessel along the near side to Treadway, looking for Bessel to try to go back to Treadway, trying to keep the play alive. Treadway does. Inside to the 18, and some contact limbers up Treadway just for a moment. David Jeffries trying to keep possession for Cincinnati. Back to Golden State. Up midfield. Looking for an option. A lot of black shirts in the area. Nice move by Gazarian, and foul called against Muhammad El-Mardi. And a bad free kick attempt by FC Golden State trying to rush it. No one came up. The only one that was up there was Anthony Arroyer. So it goes back to Cincinnati. Contact hard on the far side. Gives a free kick for J.J. Earl in Cincinnati. 2-0 score. First goal coming in extra time in the first half off of a bicycle kick from Noah Griffith, the substitute, and then off of a set piece coming from David Jeffries. Luke Treadway with a diving header. That came in the 53rd minute. And Griffith will come back into the game. Jeffries, inside the box. El-Mardi, free chance for Iro! J.J. Iro makes it a 3-goal lead for Cincinnati here in the mid-stages of the second half. In the 66th minute, J.J. Iro, he's had a lot of runs throughout the course of this game. He makes it a 3-goal lead. And right after that, he'll give way to Noah Griffith, one of the other 3-goal scorers. Griffith's goal still stands technically as the game winner if this scoreline were to stand. Still a lot of time left for Golden State to chip away and get back into this game. It starts at midfield, and a turnover's not going to help. Back the other way, Brady Dalton. Long lead pass up the near wing to Lucas Andrew to the corner flag. Andrew trying to roll away and get the advantage. Cleared away by Golden State. Picked up by Alex Bessel along the near side. Bessel working against Suarez. Back to Andrew to Bessel. He has some room, and he's caught offside right in front of the assistant referee to the near side. And maybe moving the ball along the wings might help a bit more for Golden State. They're trying to put the ball up through the middle, and it's evident that Cincinnati has control right around midfield and won't allow anything through there. As Jeffries wins the ball for Treadway and turn back over to Golden State. And also Cincinnati winning most of the 50-50 balls as well. That's a big factor in confidence and keeping form. And hard play along the near side, and that'll be a free kick for Cincinnati. Now it's Christian Lytle getting the worst end of that contact. So 2 subs coming in, 1 for each side. Daniel Buncha for Cincinnati. And coming in for the first time, Yazid Lopez for FC Golden State White. Yazid Lopez, midfielder, making his 4th tournament appearance, has 1 goal in the tournament. 10 games overall this season. Not the free kick. Quick touch to Bessel. And a clearance toward the far side, and that side of the field has a lot of room on it. But Cincinnati can't keep it in play. It'll be a throw-in on that far side. So Golden State will work back up the middle once again. Gazarian drops it back for Ramirez. To Gazarian again. Near side to Suarez. Suarez looking to cut inside, stays outside on Bessel. Loses it in his feet for a moment. Back to Gazarian. To Ramirez. Cross-field pass. Looking for Lopez. Just checked in. Lopez with some speed. Tripped up. Inside the 18. No one's in the area but black shirts. And back the other way for Cincinnati. They'll take their time moving up. They do have the advantage of some numbers. Treadway is well offside. He tried to make the run timed. Instead, Calderon Perez for Golden State. Back up to the far side. Goes off of a Cincinnati player, and fortunate for Jose Heredia, a throw-in for FC Golden State. Heredia will take the throw to Calderon Perez. Back to Heredia. Back and forth. And a foul called against Cincinnati outside. I think just outside of the 18. Maybe a quick touch from behind. Hard to see from this vantage point specifically. But this is a decent chance either way. And that is just on the edge of the 18-yard box. That's a tough call for a referee to make, but that's the right call to make. So a set piece for Golden State. We'll see what they can do here, down 3-0. Chance inside, goes right to the keeper, Sinabulk, and Cincinnati escapes danger. Now into the 71st minute of play, and Golden State still down by 3, but they do have some windows of opportunity here. Up to Suarez, near side, trying to cross inside for Ramirez, and dispossessed by a couple of black shirts from Cincinnati. And they'll move it back out through midfield. Buncha still has possession as they cross the midway line. Up to the far side to Griffith. He has the first goal of the game. He's taken down and dispossessed, now back the other way on the counter. There's going to be a lot more running in the next 20 minutes plus. Calderon Perez on the right wing. He has some room. Cross toward the inside. Couldn't get enough elevation. Goes toward a black shirt, and it's a goal kick upcoming now for Cincinnati. As a reminder, this presentation of the 2014 U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships brought to you in part by SKLZ, the official player performance training sponsor of U.S. Youth Soccer, Sports Authority, the official sporting goods retailer of U.S. Youth Soccer, Wilson Trophy Company, the official awards, medals, and pin supplier of U.S. Youth Soccer, the NSCAA, a proud partner of U.S. Youth Soccer, and Major League Soccer. U.S. Youth Soccer is the official grassroots partner of the MLS. Player down to Steve Ramirez, long toward the near side. Now, looks like contact to the head, so they're going to pull him off, and virtually under his own power, but does need some help. And there's a nice gash right by his left eye. So they'll have to check him out before trying to bring him back in. Otherwise, we'll have one more substitution coming in for FC Golden State. Still a goal kick for Cincinnati, up 3-0. One goal in extra time at the end of the first half, and then a diving header from Luke Treadway in the 53rd minute, set up on a set piece by David Jeffries, made it a 2-0 game, and in the 66th minute, J.J. Iro opened the lead to 3 goals, which stands now at 3-0. Cincinnati has dominated most of the possession, abstaining from moments here and there from Golden State. It's been mainly the team in black holding possession, but a good counter or two can get Golden State some confidence and get them back in good form. Alex Bessel, Cincinnati. Now touch and go. Lucas Andrew. And he spun around, and more incidental than anything. Taken away by Alex Bessel, Cincinnati. And looking for a give and go once again. Up the near wing, Golden State, but taken away. Cameron Perez, Calderon Perez, up to the far side, and a quick strike goes wide right for Jose Heredia, and that'll be another goal kick as Ethan Roser will come in for his first looks today, as well as Brennan Shanks. He does have the yellow card in the 35th minute. And both David Jeffries and Luke Treadway will take a seat. Roser the midfielder and Shanks the midfielder. Those two have taken quite a beating over the course of the game. Griffith on the far side, keeps the ball in play. Roser loses possession, now back the other way. It's Golden State. The touch on it for Jonathan Hinojosa. And he also to the near side. In the 18, trying to center it in front. Kicked away by Ethan Roser, and Cincinnati has possession along the near touchline once again. Long lead pass and an opening for Brennan Shanks. And Shanks can't get there before David Oriana does. And so Golden State will maintain possession. On the near side, still keeping play in close quarters, taken away by Cincinnati. Buncha to Lucas Andrew. Back to Buncha. To the inside to Shanks, and Buncha's upended. That'll be a free kick. And a yellow card awarded, the second one to Golden State on the game. Michael Maharo. And that comes in the 76th minute of play. 5 yellow cards thus far, 3 for Cincinnati and 2 for Golden State. And coming back into the game, Luke Hardwick. He'll tag in for Alex Bessel. Ethan Roser will take the free kick, and substitution waiting for Golden State. Coming off Calderon Perez and entering the game, Xavier Tomlin, getting a second appearance today. Right now it's Cincinnati and Roser. Cross inside to the 18 toward the far corner, finds a Golden State head, cleared out of the danger area, but it's still maintained by Cincinnati. And a bad touch along the far touchline by Brennan Shanks. And immediately is turned over to Golden State. Long lead pass, and that Cincinnati back line has looked very good over the course of the day, stopping a lot of those through balls and lead passes. That one, maybe thought that had some traction, but Xavier Tomlin couldn't keep the momentum going, but Cincinnati will go back the other way instead. Lead pass up for Griffith. Along the far side, Griffith has Shanks racing in. He'll drop it back to Buncha. Outside the 18. Buncha, he takes a strike off a player and cleared out by the left back. Turned back over and off the back of the head of Buncha, so it's cleared back to the defensive line. And Golden State, if they can get a boot on it, they can have a chance here. Racing up the middle, advantage played toward the inside, and just a poor pass trying to find Heredia. And turned right back over to Cincinnati. Approaching the 80th minute of play. Still a 3-0 lead for Cincinnati. Holding dominance and keeping court in this game. And a running shot here for Brennan Shanks. He has to outrun the keeper. Ooh, and that was relatively close. Oriana was able to keep the ball inside the 18-yard box, despite the fact that a foot or two may have escaped outside. Had to do what he could to keep Golden State alive. Run up the near side. It's Luke Hardwick. He has some room. It's Hardwick. Tried to cut inside, and nice stop by the defender. Now he's going to rush up the near side. Now it's Castellanos. Taking it back by Cincinnati. And back to Golden State. I have a feeling we'll go back and forth a little bit more. As Cincinnati and Luke Hardwick will allow that to roll out for a throw. Up the near side. A turn and go. Looking for a lead pass for Tomlin. Tomlin has to take a rush and kicked out of bounds by Christian Lytle. So it'll be a throw-in for Golden State. Near their own bench. Hidiosa will take it. Looking back for Hidiosa. Was a Golden State player, but couldn't find the foot, and so turned back over to Cincinnati. And this is the point where you're not only going to see a lot more urgency from Golden State, but you're also going to see fatigue set in and maybe a bit more cramping, and as well as a lot of time taken on throw-ins, set pieces, goal kicks, anything they can do to take away a bit more time and ease their way to 3 points on day one. Kazarian to the near side, and just off the foot of Jonathan Hiniosa. Out for a goal kick. They've seen some success along the near side, and they're getting a lot of space as well. But once they get in toward that D-line of Cincinnati, it seems like Cincinnati just clamps down, and there's no way through. Smart tactical play, supporting each other from the right back to the center backs. As Cinnabulk will clear this one out. Taken back by Golden State as Brady Dalton is down at about midfield. Hiniosa near side. Outside the 18, Hiniosa cutting in past Hardwick. Centering in front. That one goes just over the net. Maybe had about 4 inches above it. Good look centering inside for Golden State. But it's still a goal kick. And Connor Wagner's going to come in for Cincinnati, and I can presume that's going to be for Brady Dalton, who's still down and probably some fatigue and heat setting in. This is where you got to be careful. That's another player out for Cincinnati, Brady Dalton. Defender for defender. And it'll be a long walk coming off for Brady Dalton. He doesn't look happy. This will be a goal kick for Cincinnati. We're within the final 10 minutes before stoppage time. And again, the final game of day number 1 from Field 14 of the Maryland SoccerPlex in Germantown, Maryland. Colin Shuck, glad to be with you here, the Turbo Sports Group Network. Catch all the action from this tournament, turbosportsgroup.com. And rushed by Brennan Shanks up the far side. Doesn't have help just yet. And Golden State will take that ball away, and a goal kick awarded for the team in white. Cross to the near side, a wide open defender. And Cincinnati's giving them the room where they've had successes creating rushes and pushing the ball up. And at this point, you don't want to get too complacent with a 3-goal lead. At the same time, you don't want to catch yourself outnumbered on the counter from Golden State if you're Cincinnati. Golden State will have to reset back to David Oriana. Couple touches to and fro out to the near side. And that's Jonathan Hiniosa. He almost set up a scoring chance for Golden State just a few minutes ago. And they'll have to reset along the far side. Long lead pass. Has some room. And Shazid Lopez. He's thinking down on the far side. And no calls made. Play still going on. Ethan Roser. To the far side, a lot of time. And, oh, he's muscled off the ball. That's going to be a foul against Golden State. From our vantage point, quite an easy call made. There's one other game going on in Pool B. That's Chicago Fire Youth Soccer Club and Manhattan Soccer Club PSG 96. That's over at field number 3. Oriana will get the ball back and restart once again. Poor clearing attempt. Turned back over to Roser. Chip over into the 18-yard box looking for Shanks. Buncha is there. Muscled off the ball. That's Lucas Andrew. Hardwick taking off the ball. Andrew trying to go to the corner. Just chips it down toward that area. Hiniosa has to retrieve it. Swooping in is Brennan Shanks for Cincinnati, and a throw-in is awarded for the team in black. And it'll be Hardwick taking that throw, the defender. And I can't imagine that they're going to want to rush to take this throw-in. FIFA Roser lost possession. That goes out of bounds. And Golden State now at the point where they really need to push numbers up and they need to press. You never know what can happen with one good through ball or one good cross inside. Header up the sideline and a slow, methodical approach for Golden State. I'll award another throw-in for Hiniosa. Now up the middle. Taken away, but taken back again. And now back for Cincinnati. And they'll take their time as long as they have room to grow. No reason to rush the ball straight up and possibly lose possession. They'll keep it back on their back line. To Christian Lytle. Near side to Luke Hardwick. And back to Lytle. And there's going to be a lot more of this kind of play to tire out the forwards. As long as they keep strong defensively. They're just going back and forth. Now finally up a long lead pass looking for something up there. And it runs out of bounds in favor of SC Golden State. So if the scoreline were to hold, this would be Cincinnati's first win in a national tournament appearance. Would bring their overall record in the stands to 1-2-1. And up in their goal total from 2 to 5. Now they're looking to go to the corner flag. Lucas Andrew. Ball taken away from him. And it'll be yet another throw-in for Cincinnati as plays seem to come to a screeching halt in terms of tempo and momentum. Ralser to Hardwick. A chip in toward the 18. Stopped by Golden State, now back the other way. Up midfield. Gazarian. Up to the center, and there's a foul called against Cincinnati. So it'll be a free kick for Golden State. So at this point, within the final couple minutes of the second half, and to kind of look ahead. Well, Cincinnati, they played strong in midfield, and that was the key of the entire game. They controlled, and also that back line stayed strong defensively, not allowing many chances for Golden State, as Cincinnati had a rush going up the far side and couldn't keep possession. Turn back over once again, referee letting play go on. Shanks will just play it back to his back line, and a long boot to the corner. That'll take a bit of time off the clock. There's a player in the area, looks like probably about a minimum of 2 minutes will be added on to the end of this game. That's going to be more time for Cincinnati to waste as Roser takes a run up the near side. Shanks is in the area too, and that ball is just played back to the keeper, Oriana, and safely so. Cincinnati just, midfield has been theirs, and I can't reiterate that enough. They've kept strong technically and fundamentally. It's just been the burst of great display as Shanks has a run. Shanks can have a chance here. Shanks gets collided with Oriana, and there's not going to be a call on that one. They'll protect the keeper. They'll say advantage play to Oriana, the keeper. Golden State just can't get it out of the defensive half of the field before turning it back over. Oriana has to go from coast to coast. And that's going to do it here from field number 14 in the final game of day number 1. It's a 3-0 victory for Cincinnati United Premier Gold 96-97 over FC Golden State White in this U17 boys matchup. Early on, it was Golden State getting advantage, but it just couldn't keep up the momentum, and Cincinnati got calmer. They took more control of this game and rounded things off with goals in the first and second half, 1 in extra time in the first, and then 2 more to tack on just as insurance. The game-winning goal going to Noah Griffith in his tournament debut off the bench. And a beautiful kick, and the ceremonial shaking of hands takes place. And a rather somber end to the final game of day number 1 from this field. All games have been in the 17 age bracket. As we'll take a look to wrap things up here in just a few moments. First, show you a couple flashes of highlights from this game, and Cincinnati dominating throughout, had a couple great chances for Luke Treadway early on. Just couldn't find the right connection, and Treadway set up a ball down and toward the inside, and that kept the momentum coming for Cincinnati. Golden State had a few chances of their own toward the end of the first half. And it was the big one, set up by Treadway, and the bicycle from Noah Griffith to give the extra time 1-goal lead at the end of the first half. And at that point for Cincinnati, all they were thinking was, that's all we need. Anything that is insurance will help things out. And one more look at that a little bit slower in, and just the beautiful display. And early on, Luke Treadway, he got his first goal of the tournament off of a set piece coming from David Jeffries. The diving header inside the 6-yard box to the far corner. That brought it to a 2-0 Cincinnati lead. And the third goal, J.J. Iro. He'd been threatening all game and finally got his first of the game. And third overall for Cincinnati. And that would put the dagger in the insurance as well. 5 yellow cards throughout the course of this game. FC Golden State had their chances, with 3 cards given against Cincinnati United Premier Gold, and the 2 given to FC Golden State. And that'll just about do it here from field number 14 on day number 1. Saw 4 games of action. We'll be back here bright and early at 8 a.m. Eastern Time for the first game of day number 2. Lehigh Valley United 95 from Pennsylvania against Scottsdale 96 Blackhawksburg from Arizona. On behalf of our entire production team, U.S. Youth Soccer, and all those at Turbo Sports Group, I'm Colin Shuck. Again, the final score for the Maryland SoccerPlex on field 14. Cincinnati United Premier Gold 96-97-3, and FC Golden State White 0. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more coverage from the 2014 U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships presented by the National Guard.